Welcome to my channel. I have called my website, my channel, United States histories and documents and historical speeches. I think that's gone by the wayside because I feel it's like history was made daily. Right now, this, as I'm talking to you, is the present. Once I'm done recording, that becomes the past. Therefore, it becomes a historical document. The debate between Biden and Trident over a month ago was a big old debacle, making donors and the Democratic elites kind of very pessimistic, to say the least, of Biden's chances of winning the election. I got a news flash for both parties. Stop treating our democracy as it is trying to vote for between two dictators. Yeah, I said it. The Democratic elites have decided to hijack the party to hold hostage the presidential nominees at bay and the future ones and the future kingmakers who've decided this. I've decided they know better than the American people. And they do not understand why we are mad at them. As for the RNC is concerned, you might as well just install a puppet, a ham sandwich. You can easily just beat Joe Biden. Trump can beat Biden. It's verifiable because of the fact that it's not what Biden has done. It's one of the things that people say. The difference between running a campaign and running the government are two different things. You got to be able to persuade the American people whether or not you are good for this position. You have to, when you run government, it's supposed to be run like a well-oiled machine. And Project 25 throws up a shadow of what's going to happen to what our government is going to be looking like in the next 10 to 20 years from now. To my dismay, I hate Trump. I hate what he stands for. I hate what the Heritage Foundation stands for. The belief that the wealthy can control America is just preposterous to me and preposterous to the American people. And there always will be at odds ever since the United States became the fully fledged United States. So what does this mean? It doesn't mean the hell of beans until November. All it means is everybody's saying the iceberg is coming, when we're still in the port in England, still. The real danger to American democracy is apathy and discouragement of voters, the American people who vote, to not want them to vote at all. And what Republicans are hoping and praying that more of Biden's voters not show up to the voter base they have. But as the voter base of Biden's presidency is kind of off kiltering off to not voting at all. A new voter base is of former Trump supporters are actually going from Trump to Biden. That's called voter apathy. And I highly doubt the scenario where Trump's going to win. Just because of that fact. The fact that Trump nearly got assassinated, and the fact that the convention was a big old debacle, turned out to be more like a sideshow circus. And so winning voters over, they just turned it into the same old regurgitated talking points. I didn't have to watch it to realize if some of the channels have been watching this, watching Rudy Giuliani stumbling over chairs, watching Melania not speak, watching Matt Gaetz and McCarthy go at it, and the fact that Matt Gaetz is a dare I say it, howdy doody in a boy's body. The fact is, I'm cautiously optimistic that Biden's going to win. The reason why I'm saying that I'm cautiously optimistic is because of the fact that most of the donors, as well as many senators and congressmen, have decided to turn on to Biden, saying this is unwinnable. When they don't ignore the fact that many Trump supporters are jumping over to the Democratic Party or not voting at all. I'm sad. I'm sad for America. That we've kind of devolved into an oligarchy. It's no longer an illusion. It's no longer a rumor. It is now a basic fact. The kingmakers who have the candidates bow to kiss the ring, they got to go. The media has got to become independent once again. Now you have so many independent news sites now on the internet who are doing real journalism for a change, who are trying their best to be as unbiased as they basically can. The two most notable journalists we have today are David Sirota, who I believe he writes for The Hill, and David Schuster, who's works, I don't know what newspaper or media outlet he works for. I think he does work for, I believe, the Washington Post, I think. And as a top contributor to TYT, you can trust what they say. You cannot trust what CNN, NBC, ABC, CBS, or Fox, for the simple fact that They take in billions of dollars from advertising agencies who are contracted to businesses who want their advertisements on television. So they pretty much have the sway. They're the boss. They want to get the word out of their product, and if their beliefs or the companies are attacked for whatever reason, chances are that ad money goes away. If that ad money goes away, chances are they take their dollars somewhere else. That will give them a more of a positive spin on their company and of their families and of their political beliefs. They do not want the money going away. This is what's driving the narrative. The donors who are beholden to the corporate America, to the multi-billionaires, are also have bought politicians for a long time. It's called bribery. Let's be frank about that. Bribery has been the focal point of tarnishing democratic governments. Bribery is what hinders progress. It only promotes progress if the money goes to the people, goes up to the very, very wealthy. So when Bernie Sanders says the money has been being bled by the poor and middle class and is moving upwards, he's not lying whatsoever when he says this is how the wealthy get rich. Trump, a self-proclaimed billionaire, could make billions of dollars siphoning off your tax money into his and his family's pockets while he's in office. There's a role that Ivanka Trump plays. There's a role that Donald Jr. plays. Eric and his offspring will play an essential role in the next 10, 20 years once he passes on. The fact is, dynasties are here to die in America. There could have been a Roosevelt dynasty, but I'm willing to bet that the people up in the Catskills in New York who've given us Theodore Roosevelt and Franklin Delano Roosevelt would be turning their graves and saying, this is not democracy, even though they were cousins. John Adams and John Quincy Adams, George Bush and George W. Bush, Wilson and Reagan. Woodrow Wilson and Reagan, well, they're both Republicans. I think Nancy Wilson, who married Ronald Reagan, that was her possibly great uncle, granduncle, or I don't know. But that's beside the point. What Trump wants to do is what the North Korean this dictatorship family has been wanting to do, and it is doing it. And it has to have control, autonomy over the United States. Where they reward, if you rewards millionaires and billionaires, and the billionaires should be mindful in America of what's going to happen to them. Once he's done winning the election, if he does win elections, he's going to take from the rich, from the poor first. Get Social Security. Got Medicare and Medicaid. Get rid of the Department of Education, which I do highly agree with. It does need to be restructured, and it needs to probably be under the defense budget. And that's the story I'll get to possibly in my thoughts when I decide to. I want to do something about how unequal the budget is for America. It really is. And how uneven it is. I don't cite sources on this channel. If I do, it's because I read from a news article. So all I'm saying is this. The Trump family will have direct control of America if he wins this election. He's going to turn the Constitution into and the Heritage Foundation is going to turn this into piecemeal. And what the Heritage Foundation is, and Trump is only loyal to himself. He's not loyal to the Heritage Foundation or any foundation. Look at the destruction he has left behind. What do you think is going to happen to the Heritage Foundation and all the other Republican think tanks are going to happen? He's going to gut. He's going to demand total loyalty from them. Plus, what I think the term is a tax for doing business with him and only. The IRS is constantly just going to be all butt gutted. There's nothing going to be left. You can kiss those refund checks goodbye. You can kiss the post office, the United States Postal Service goodbye. And the amount of protest will be restricted or possibly outlined altogether. He's going to consolidate power and take power away from the Supreme Court. He's going to take power away from Congress. All he's got to do was Clarence Thomas and Sam Alito. There's a good chance if the Democrats do win this election, talking about Congress and senators, there will be possibly an open revolt against the Supreme Court, which is already starting and it's already festering. So don't be surprised if. All right. So do not be surprised if Clarence Thomas, Sam Alito are forced to resign. But as far as Trump is concerned, and what has happened in the last election cycle, has shown us Democrats are not prepared for the slaughter that's about to happen to them. If not in elections, but definitely in the media. So as the Heritage Foundation, don't be surprised if Trump turns on them, like Michael Cohen. Why does Trump turn on Michael Cohen? I'm not optimistic about our prospects. What's going to happen in the United States going forward. After the first week of first Tuesday of November of the election year, Trump already said he's not going to accept the results if he loses. But he has no government to help. We have this like teams of lawyers. And what's going to happen in the next slew of lawyers? They go to the courts. Same thing happened in 2020. I don't know how many lawyers were disbarred, lost their jobs, and lost their livelihood because this is why I think Biden's going to win. Trump turns on people like a pervert reads an adult magazine. So that being said, is there hope? Yes. But I highly doubt that Biden's going to win. And if he does win, it's going to be by the margins.